Hey guys, Glor here with another video. Today we're going to talk about my top 5 tips for using Razor. Okay, I've been using Razor since day one in this game. I actually pulled him right away and I've been using him ever since. I fell in love with the character right away, mostly because of his just strong overall kit and his ability to carry hard. And I'm just going to showcase him a little bit here, and I'm going to give you my 5 top tips that I think are most useful for his build, and just from some little tips and tricks on how to get the most damage out of him possible. So my very first tip to squeeze the most damage out of Razor is to do something I like to call the 3-tap sprint. So you tap your sword 3 times, like you see here. 1, 2, 3, and then you press shift to sprint. So 3-tap shift, 3-tap sprint, so that you have minimal downtime between your animations to optimize the amount of uptime you have swinging your sword. I know that costs some stamina, but that is the #1 tip I've used to maximize my damage output on Razor, because if you do not do that, you're actually going to spend a lot of time in an animation swing on your final swing, which you could otherwise be using to maximize your damage output. So the 3-tap combo is actually really strong for Razor. You can even follow that up with an E afterwards to very quickly and smoothly transition to using your E ability after your 3-tap swings. And that's how I like to play it. It feels very fluid, and you're constantly having uptime on enemies. Tip number 2. When everything's together, hold E for AoE. Reset with Q, hold E again, pick up Pepper, and then try to attack from all the way around. So tip number 2, you reset your E so you can get a double back E to E. So my 3rd tip for using Razor has nothing to do with Razor at all. It's actually more of a team building piece of advice, and that's to equip Razor in the absolute final slot, so that he is the last unit you use after you've kind of used all your elemental reaction support units, and specifically after you use your healer, such as Barbara. Everyone should have kind of gotten Barbara. She was a free-to-play unit. So typically I would throw out my Bear, I would throw out my Venti Pulse, and then I would switch to Barbara. And the reason why Barbara is important for this maximizing output, at least this tip I have, is because of this particular weapon that is very easily accessible for any free-to-play player. It's called the Thrilling Tales of the Dragon, and basically when you switch characters, the new character takes increased attack percent by almost 50% for 10 seconds. Okay, and it only occurs every 20 seconds. So you can pop or heal, give Razor a 50% attack boost. So you can pop an E and then swap to Razor, and what you can see here in these arrows up is his damage is now way higher. So if we actually go look at his attack, we increased our attack to 1888 from 1550, which is huge, especially when you combine that with your ultimate and you swing really fast. You're going to get a lot of hits off in 10 seconds. And then you can pop that every 20 or so seconds. So that's a very strong, so you can see 1550. So it's a very strong combo. So that is my 3rd tip for using Razor. Tip number 4, some enemies can be stun locked, such as this enemy. So what we're going to do is we're going to just continuously stun lock him in 4 sets of swings. You just sprint at the end of your 4th swing. Check this out. He can't do anything. Look at this. Stun lock him to death. Follow up with an E. Oh, it missed, but anyway. And that's one way to finish an enemy off, is literally stun lock him to death. Because of your attack speed, you'll just outswing him. So that's tip number 4. My 5th and final tip for Razor is going to be more of a build tip, so I will give you what I think you should be going for, and that's absolutely Gladiator set. Absolutely Gladiator set. You want to aim to get this. Obviously, you want your pieces to be good, so if you can't really get it, there are a couple budget sets out there that, don't have 5-star pieces. So one of them is the Martial Artist set, which would synergize really well with Razor. But otherwise, I really do think that the 4-piece Glad is the way to go. Razor is very much a physical damage dealer, which leads me into one of the other important parts of his build, is you need a physical damage bonus cup. You need this cup. Even this is an off piece. It's not a good piece at all. It's literally the only physical damage bonus piece cup I have, but it's so important that you equip this over, say, like an attack percent piece. Due to one of my other analysis videos, you can go check those out. But that is super critical. So you want to aim to get a glad set, and you absolutely want to aim to get a bonus damage, physical bonus damage cup. Then you could do attack or attack crit rate or something like that, depending on your crit damage, or crit damage depending on your crit rate, etc. But that cup is non-negotiable. You really need to be going physical damage bonus, okay? And then a couple budget sets is you could run Berserker 2-piece, Glad 2-piece. It's like a very, very budget-friendly set. Martial Artist is also a very budget-friendly set that works for Razor, because on Martial Artist set, if we go look at that really quick, Martial Artist will give you 25% bonus to your normal attacks when you use your E, and because Razor's E is on such a short cooldown, you can essentially have this up 100% of the time. So this would give you essentially a 40% damage increase to your white attack damage almost all the time. Okay, so it's really, really huge. So this is a great set. It just unfortunately can't roll 5-star. Is the only drawback to that. Now, why am I not going Thundering damage? The reason why I'm not going Thundering Fury is mostly because Razor's kit is mostly focused towards pulling out those white numbers. So if we just go back to my video really quick, you can see here that the white numbers are much larger than the purple numbers, essentially telling me that I get a lot more out of my white damage compared to my electro damage. So having a Thundering Fury set, albeit is still pretty good, but I don't think it's as tailored to Razor's overall build, since we're really looking at damage caused by overloads and lowering our elemental CD, which doesn't do anywhere near as much damage as our straight up white attacks, because of how his ult works and how your attack speed works. So I really do think Gladiator is the end goal set for him, unless they come out with something new, which I really kind of hope they do, or if they bump Martial Artist to 5-star. All right, so thanks guys. Those are my top 5 tips for for using and building Razor. I think he's a phenomenal character. I think you literally have up until today to buy him from the shop. I've already spent my ticket. I suggest you do the same. I think he's one of the best accessible free-to-play damage dealers in the game right now, and he's really hot. I've seen a lot of YouTubers, content creators, and threads all over the internet kind of boosting him up right now, and I think I'm in a total agreement for someone who's been using him since day one. I never fell into that hype train for the 5-star damage dealers. I always loved my Razor. He's always been my main DPS, and I really think he could be yours. So that's my top 5 tips for using and building Razor for someone who's used them for so long. Please, if you have any comments or suggestions on what I should tackle next, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below, and otherwise have a great day. Happy Halloween, I guess. It's Halloween today. Cheers.